I decided I'm going to tell the story about the house that we used to live in. As a Christian, you're taught you're not supposed to believe in spirits. I do believe in spirits. I've personally seen them myself. We moved into the home in 2013. It was my husband, myself, and at the time we had 4 children. I had not had our 5th yet. And we were just starting to move in, so we were painting and getting everything together. My husband left me at the house by myself to paint, and it was in the daytime. It wasn't anything scary. It was a 2-story house. I'm gonna put a picture of it here. Neighborhood is another story that it all intertwines into all of this. If you're from Louisiana, in the area that we live in, folklore that goes with living here, I don't know anything about the land. The house was not a brand new house, but it wasn't old. And I was upstairs painting, and I was by myself in the house. Then all of a sudden, I hear the water turn on in the bathroom. That was my first, the knob was already on and they just turned the water on. I didn't think too much into it. It did give me an eerie feeling, but I blew it off because it wasn't that big of a deal. About, I want to say time goes by, little things happen all the time. We hear things all the time, things will open and close, things will turn on and off. It was just kind of just brushed away, it wasn't a big deal because we were just okay, whatever. Our dogs would bark up the stairs at nothing all the time. So my daughter is born. Things start kind of picking up around the house where things start happening. My son started sleepwalking more. There's I would wake up, he would be sitting at the foot of my bed. Every time people would come over, they would say they felt really strange in the house. When my daughter was about 1.5, this is when things really took off, and I don't know why. And I'm gonna give you the backstory of the neighborhood and all the incidents that happened there too as well, because I think it just all ties into it. So my daughter we're home together. Everyone is at school because the kids are older. My husband is at work. So my daughter and I are sitting on the floor in the living room, and she looks behind me and she goes, hi, hi, ha, ha, ha. Talking to whoever it is behind me. I picked her up. I was like, let's go outside. I went and sat outside. I was so freaked out. So I'm telling my husband, I'm like, something is wrong with this house. I don't know what it is. It's never felt comfortable. It's always felt heavy. There's something that's just not right in this house. So someone that's close to me, I'm a Christian, she practices some Wiccan, or I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but she just, I talked to her, she's like, I'll do a cleansing, you do your cleansing, so I'm gonna read from the Bible, she's gonna do her ritual where, we're just gonna try to, tackle whatever's going on in the house. So fast forward to the night that we decide to do that. Well, she does her thing, I do my thing, and I'm reading from the Bible, and all of a sudden there's a banging on the door. The kids are screaming at this point. We have cameras all around the house. There's nothing on the cameras. There's nothing outside the door. The banging freaked us out. That was enough to put us in a spiral. We start looking into selling it because it was just I don't know, it just didn't feel right. Things were just happening too often. My son is upstairs taking a shower. Everybody is downstairs. He's the only one upstairs. Well, he starts screaming, Zoe, stop. We can hear him from upstairs screaming, tell Zoe stop. Well, everyone is confused because Zoe is sitting on the sofa. He comes downstairs and he's like, somebody was banging on the door. I know it was you, Zoe. And we're all in the living room. We're like, nobody's banging on the door. Not one person banged on the door. Not one person was upstairs. We were all sitting on the sofa as a family, and he went upstairs to shower by himself. But next thing that happened is I'm home by myself. I have my daughter with me, and she's a baby at the time. She's still 1.5. She's a toddler at this age. All of this, everything kind of amped up within this year. And then we ended up getting out of the house because it was just too much. And that freaks me out too. Okay, I need to be careful what I'm talking about. That kind of scared me. But anyways, so home by myself. My son plays the guitar. I am about to get in the shower, and I have my daughter who is sitting in her little bouncy seat thing, and I hear from upstairs, mind you, everyone is at school, my husband is at work. I hear the guitar strum, I hear the guitar strum. I'm maybe their dad dropped them off because we have a his, hers, and our situation. So I was maybe their dad brought them home from school. And I'm but wait, the lock is on the door. There's no way they could have gotten in. So I go out, all the house is locked. I'm screaming Landon, Evan. I'm calling for my kids. No one is answering me. No one is home. I go upstairs. The guitar is laying on the ground upstairs. So at this point, I'm okay, like this is really happening. Like these things are just like happening left and right. I'm praying, I'm like begging God to just like keep all of us safe while we're here. I even, the people that did end up buying our house, like if they see this video, they already know, like we did tell them about this. It wasn't like, you know, we're not disclosing something. When we left the house, we let them know the things that happened. It's as far as what they wanted to believe or what happened with them afterwards, I don't know. But I will say this, the final straw for us, okay, no, let me back up. So one night I'm sitting at the computer. This is at the time I'm in college. I'm studying for my psychology classes. I'm writing a paper. I feel someone walk into like the room behind me. But when I turn around, all I see is a male figure, and then before I can blink my eyes, it's gone. And I'm like, and when I turned around, I said, I'm coming, because I thought it was my husband coming to ask me how much longer I was going to be awake. So I was going to tell him I'm coming to bed, but before I could even like blink my eyes, it was gone, but I did see it. So I was like, okay, then let me go back again. I'm really starting to freak myself out. Okay, so the final straw, the reason we sold this house was because I think we went to the zoo that day. We came home and I was outside walking the dogs, and all of a sudden I hear my daughter from inside screaming. Everybody else is inside as well. She was locked in our bedroom. Now the locks that we had, you had to turn, like it was the lock where you had to turn it in order to lock it. The door was locked from the inside. So I'm like banging, trying to get in. She is only like 1.5 years old. She was too little to actually like physically turn the lock in order to lock it, because it wasn't easy to lock that door. Okay, so you're gonna have to go to part 2, because I just have to tell you about the neighborhood and the things that happen in that neighborhood.